This episode covers the first day on the Crinan Canal from Ardishaig to Dunardry. But first, also the memorable meeting of two seniors, our Whitehorse and the old puffer Vic 32. This is a video of my series Adventures with my Trawler Yacht Whitehorse, a Grand Banks 36. But first, let me give you a short preview of what you will see. We'll watch the old puffer Vic 32 arriving in the Crinan Canal. Then we will enter ourselves into the first canal lock. You will have a view of the tour on the canal and see where we had our overnight stay. The wind had passed and we could start our tour on the Crinan Canal. This day we would reach Dunardry, about halfway of the canal. That is only about 7 kilometers, but due to the locks and the speed limit of 4 knots it took several hours. On the rest day, when we waited for better weather, the old steam puffer Vic 32, which was built in 1943, made its surprise appearance. This freight ship was built by order of the Admiralty, but already 1944 was wrecked by its skipper and taken out of service. 1975 it was saved from being scrapped and after renovation been put into service again. It was surprising that such a large ship could manage to fit into the rather small locks. While Vic 32 is certainly older, also our own Grand Banks was already 48 years of age. So two seniors were to travel on the Crinan Canal. While in Ardishaig, we enjoyed this little quiet and friendly village. I would like to point out some interesting artistic figures of horse heads at the steamer terminal and the very cozy little restaurant and pub Rumlin Tam, where we enjoyed good coffee and dinner. It was also nice to come into contact with local people in this pub. In the small office of the canal right at the seaside lock, I had purchased a license which covered the Crinan Canal and the Caledonian Canal. We were anxious of traveling the Crinan Canal as we didn't have any experience in canal sailing. I had read the Crinan Skipper's Guide and bought the required amount of lines, but we were only 2 people on our boat and the locks have to be operated by the boat people self. Fortunately, we had a sailboat ahead of us with 6 very friendly English gentlemen that offered to do the work for us too. Thanks also to the very friendly staff of the canal that did assist whenever they could. We were more confident for this adventure. Right at the beginning there are 2 consecutive locks at Ardishaig. At the first lock there are professional staff that introduce the newbies to the procedure. Not far further is a lock number 4. After that we could rest and get used to the canal, before 4 additional locks had to be passed at Cairnburn. The Crinan Canal proved to be rather narrow, but without wind from the sides, it was wide enough to enjoy a relaxing tour. The weather had turned good and the speed was slow. So even for me as skipper, there was enough time to watch the scenery pass by. At Dunardry, we passed the last two locks of the day, as always with the kind help of our sailboat companions from England, who were travelling ahead of us. As a treat, we enjoyed a fresh ice cream at Polly's coffee shop right at the last lock, after we had found our berth for the night. Then we had a very happy evening together with our new English friends at the Cane Barn Hotel, about 2 kilometers back along the canal. Unfortunately, the hotel was closed in 2024, but should be opened again perhaps 2025 after renovations. After dinner, we walked back to our floating home and enjoyed a nice sunset. I planned for the next day, which would lead us to the end of the Crinan and then onwards along the island of Jura to the city of Oban. This will be the topic of the next episode, and I hope you will follow us there too.